What's going on, everybody? We're here at the house, just pulling out. We got to go grab a little short one and go to East Texas, and after that come back here to Stephenville, grab us a long one and head out to Colorado. So pitter patter, let's get at her. Okay, so we got over here to East Texas. Supposed to have been a drop and hook, but these guys do not have any empty trailers, so now we wait. Been waiting, been here about hour and a half or so. Oh gosh, been here 3 hours and 48 minutes. Hour and a half. Oh man, I guess I'm having fun. Didn't realize how long I've been here. So anyways, that's what's going on. Expecting some weather around the house tonight, so I was really kind of wanting to get in here and get out and get my load and get on north of the weather, but whatever, stuff happens. Looks like I'm gonna be having me some fun tonight, possibly tomorrow, I don't know. But anyways, here I want to show you all this beautiful view I have here. So here's my gorgeous view. Complete with a porta-john right there. Love it. So we'll catch y'all guys around. Guys, we're over here in Weatherford, Texas, and it's kind of raining and snowing a little bit. Got a pretty good mix. It's starting to accumulate on the ground pretty good. Roads are slicker than snot, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but right up there in front of me, it looks like there's an accident up there on I-20. So I was going to go on down and get my load and come back up. It's already been preloaded for me, but the truck slipped out from under me 3 or 4 different times already, and with it starting to accumulate, people have been spun out in the ditches and this, that, and the third. So that's it for me. I'm gonna run over here to the pilot, get fuel, and stick a fork in it and call it a day. It wouldn't bother, it wouldn't bother me if we were somewhere that took care of their roads, but it's too close to freezing and there's too much accumulation on the ground for me to fool with it. Yeah, there's a little accident right there. So I'm gonna run across the street over here, get some fuel, and come back across the street, and that's gonna be it for me. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will catch y'all guys around. Thanks for watching. Okay, so real quick before I go, here's a little video of the snow. Let me get the camera out. We're in Weatherford, Texas, of all places. About 45 minutes away from where I live. And it's coming down. So, anyways, all the slide outs and the wrecks and the this, that, and the third, I just decided to call it a day here. I'm gonna get some fuel and ease to a spot and try again in the morning. Like I said, my truck slipped out from under me 2 or 3 times, so I've had enough. But this is what we're doing. And in Texas, we wait on the good Lord to melt our ice. So the roads are slicker than greased out poop. But that's what's going on. So we will holler at y'all guys later on, for real this time. Thanks for watching. Okay, you guys. Quick public service announcement. Sorry, I'm kind of aggravated right now. My blood pressure's kind of high. I've got the jitters. I'm so mad. For those of you who are new to the industry or new to truck driving, I understand that you have to learn, you know, and it takes practice, and nobody was born knowing how to stab one of these things in the hole with dirty mirrors in the middle of the night and parking lot lights shining on your mirrors. I understand that. I was once the guy that was, you know, taking 10 tries at a hole. Matter of fact, sometimes I'm still that guy. Okay, so here's what happened. I was sitting across the street at the Pilot putting this video together, and these 2 guys pulled up out in front of me. All the room in the world to pull out in front of me and get straight and back in. All the room in the world to do a 45 and back in. And there was 2 or 3 spots next to me, but they wanted to back in right next to me. Which, you know, I don't care. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, go find somewhere else. Look at all these, you know, whatever. You want to park next to me? I don't care. Well, they start trying to get it in the hole, and one fella gets out and is helping the other one back in, and he's giving him hand signals. Mind you, he's beside my truck and it's dark, and so I don't feel very confident that the driver can see his hand signals. So I thought, well, I better sit up and watch. Well, this went on, you know, 8-10 minutes or so, trying, not getting it. And every so often they'd come out and just get a little closer to my truck, get a little closer to my truck. Well, finally, I completely lost sight of about half of their trailer underneath my hood. I hopped out and looked, and right as I walked around the front of the truck, the guy's mud flap was sticking off of his hanger, you know, ever so much, and his mud flap drug the corner of my bumper. And I understand it's just a mud flap. It didn't hurt anything. So I got out, and, you know, I was a little heated, and I didn't cuss or anything, and I told the guy, I said, hey, man, this ain't going to work. And they were foreign, so I don't know if they thought that I was jumping up on them or whatever, which I probably got out of the truck aggressively, I will admit that. But I thought they were going to hit my truck. And he's like, no, it's going to work, it's going to work. And I said, I don't think he understood what I was trying to say. I think he thought I was telling him, you're never going to get it in the hole. That's not what I was trying to tell him. What I was trying to tell him is, what you're doing is the wrong thing to do. So anyways, he and I get into a little back and forth about, you know, what he's doing. And come to find out, he's using the corner of my truck to practice tight backing. And I understand you need to practice tight backing, but good grief, man, don't do it on the corner of somebody else's truck. Do it on the stripe in the parking lot. Drag one of your triangles out and do it on that. I mean, there's a million things under the sun to do it than the corner of someone else's truck that they use to make a living. You know, because it's for real if you mess up. What they're doing is kind of like taking your safety harness up on the roof and then jumping off to see if your harness works. Okay, that's not the idea. All right? You get up there, and if something bad happens, something goes wrong, you pray to God that it does work. Or if you really need to see that it works, you tie you a couple of 100 pounds and throw it off. Don't jump off in the darn thing. You're just begging for trouble. Anyways, we get into a little back and forth. He's arguing with me. He's like, oh, I'm watching it. I'm watching it. And I said, man, the brake pedal is in the tractor, not under your foot. All right, so if he happens to be watching the mirror in the wrong place right when you give him the stop signal, what happens then? You know? And, you know, finally after, you know, me and this guy are going back and forth for 2 or 3 minutes, the driver hops out and comes back and talks to me. And he asked me what my complaint was, and I told him, I said, you're entirely too close to my truck for no reason, I might add. There were 3 or 4 spots next to me, and as the conversation went on, I determined that they were just practicing backing, practicing tight backing, 90-degree backing, and using my truck as their corner. There were 3 open spots. I don't know why they didn't set up a cone in the middle spot and use that, or use the stripe that was on the ground. I mean, anyways. So then the guy began to explain to me that if he hit my truck, he would just write me a check. And that just infuriated me beyond belief, because it shouldn't matter whether or not you're good for the money. What matters is you're putting my livelihood at stake. All right? Or anybody's, not necessarily mine, but anybody who does that to somebody else. So, anyways, my blood pressure is through the roof right now. I'm madder than an old wet hen, and I just knew that those guys were going to keep on doing it, so I hopped in my truck and I came across the street, because I'm not dealing with that. And the parking lot's dark over here, so hopefully they won't come over here and try to do that, but I just couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Now, I know that there are times, in a parking lot that's jacked up, stripes are painted all crazy, whatever, and the guy's got to contort his truck in a weird way and get a little close to you. Been in that situation 1,000 times. That's not a problem. What the problem is if there's 1,000,000 spots open and the parking lot's slick and your mirrors are dirty, and then you want to use my truck to practice your close quarters backing with your friend standing in the shadows giving you hand signals on the corner of my truck, the front right corner. Mud flap grazed it. Saw it happen. That's how close he was. So, anyways, please, for the love of all things holy, do not practice tight backing on the corner of a truck. Do it on a cone. Do it on a stripe. Go pick a rock up and set it on the ground. I mean, anything. Something to where if you hit it, you make a note of your mistake and you try harder next time. Not where you're playing for real for practice. You understand? Anyways, so that's what happened with that. So for the 3rd and final time, this is it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Man, I don't know. I'm just beside myself. I couldn't believe that happened. So, anyways, y'all take it easy. Have a good night. And please don't use other people's trucks to practice your backing if you need to practice your backing. Use a cone. Use a stripe. Or, if you're not that good at backing, how about we don't practice on slick lots? I mean, get it in the hole. I don't know. Anyways, y'all have a good night. We'll see you.